Hello, this company, I want to make a review on this company. I'm gonna name this video Nigerian scam out of Texas, or Nigerian scam in Texas. This company is based out of Texas and it's run by two Nigerian guys. One, his name is Tony, of course it's a fake name, but that's what he identified himself as, Tony. And I'm gonna write the name down here so you can see it. Tony, something like that. That's the guy. And then the second guy's name is OK. It's like OKY. It's a long name, but that's the short version of his name. And I advise you guys to be very aware and never work for these guys. One, they're not gonna pay you. Okay? So you're working for free. Remember, they're gonna use you for until the payday. Let's say you work for 7 days. Normally they tell you that they want to pay you every 2 weeks. So they want to use you for that 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, they're gonna fly another driver. They will fly another driver. Let's say they pay their driver flight. And I didn't know this when I started, but that's what they did to the driver before me. They use him for 2 weeks. Let's see if I can erase it and so they used the previous driver, the driver before me. They use him to deliver load throughout the United States for the entire 2 weeks, which is 14 days. On his payday, they refused to pay him, and of course the driver left. Right? Nobody wants to work for free. Nobody wants to be slaves. He worked for all these 14 days. Imagine 14 days, every day you drive 600 miles. Every day you drive 600 miles. Time is 14 days. That's a lot of miles. Okay? If you get the calculator here, you can find some calculators. How much money they make off of that one driver before they drop him. So let's say he drive 600 miles a day, time is 14, that's 8,000 miles. They make, this is how much they make per miles on when the truck pick up something. He just texts me. So now okay, so he just texted me and threatening me, that guy, the owner of the company, even though I don't work for him anymore. And let me explain this one first. So this is how much they make from every miles. The company makes $2.40 per miles. So, and then time is, so 8,400 miles, right? 8,400 miles in 14 days, time is 2.40. This is basically how much they make from one guy for the 2 week. He get paid, this is the day he's supposed to get paid, on the 14th. And then they basically fire him, or that let him know that he's not going to get paid. They're going to blame him for whatever they can come up with. Remember, this is Nigerian guys, and their intention is to scam drivers. Use drivers, pocket the money, and then let go of the driver, the first one, and the second one, fly the second driver to pick up the truck where the first driver left off. And this process goes on and on and on and on, definitely. And and let's go to the name of the company now. And this is one of the company name. This is one of the company name. VIVADEG Express LLC. They're based out of Houston, Texas. Houston, Texas. This is the number you're gonna see when somebody texts you. When they text you, text message, they'll be nice and cordial with you. This is what the text look like for me anyway. When this guy texts me, and this is another company name. That right there is one of the second company name. I think they lost the first company, so that's the guys. And now let's see. I'm gonna try to find text messages that they first text you, so you know what it looks like. It's gonna be something like this. They're gonna say, hey, I see your resume regarding driving job, you're still looking, blah blah. My name is Tony with the VIVADEG Express, looking to pay 60 cents. They promise that they will pay for empty miles. They will pay 60 cents a mile. They have a good trucks, whatever. They try to get you here. And so the first thing he did is, this guy, is that when I went down there, I have a hard time getting to his when he bought the ticket. I don't know if this is worth mentioning, but when he bought the ticket, I went to the airport to get on the flight, to get on the plane. I wasn't able to go to TSA because he put the wrong names on the flight tickets. When he bought the tickets, even though he have my driver license that I sent to him, he wrote down wrong name on the flight tickets, and the TSA assumed that I was somebody else because my name is not written correctly on the flight. They refused to allow me to go on the plane because he made a mistake, which is kind of stupid if you think about it. If you have somebody's licenses, it should be right exactly what it was on the license. And the second one, when we go there to pick up the truck, the dealer told him that he have to, and this is where he pick up his truck too. The dealer told him you have to flash DFF. The DFF is like an oil thing in the truck. They tell him, before you take this truck off our lot, you have to flush the DFF, change the DFF, and also change oil because it was never changed. Tony was Russian. This guy, this Nigerian guy, his name is Tony, and he doesn't want to do any of the change in oils. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to change the oil. He doesn't want to flush. He doesn't want to change the duff. So he knows that this problem exists. This is where they get the truck from. Select truck of Houston's, and these people tell him to change the duff, and he refused to do it. Duff, that's what it looked. DEFF. They tell him to change the oil on this thing, whatever the flew, and then the engine oil also. He refused to do any of that. He ignored their advice. And what happened? What ended up happening? I also tell him, hey, this thing need to change. You need to change the duff, but he refused to listen. What ended up happening in the truck? The truck ended up, after I drove 1,600 miles, and after I drove 1,600 miles, the truck shuts down because of the duff, and he blamed me for it, even though it's his equipment, his responsibility to make sure that the equipment was in good order, that he listened to his mechanic, the dealership, to change what was supposed to be changed. Of course, the guy being stupid, he doesn't want to listen to the mechanic, he doesn't want to listen to the driver, and his truck ended up on the side of the highway. And I let him know, I remind him that this is what was advised to you when you pick up the truck from the dealership. You didn't change, you didn't listen to it. And then he's supposed to tow the truck. He's supposed to tow the truck to the dealership to deal with the duff symptoms to this, but he doesn't want to do anything. He's looking for a temporary fix, and so he wanted me to keep driving. These people have no idea. I don't think he ever driven a truck before, because when you have a duff issue, you can't just drive. The speed of the truck will be limited down to 55 miles an hour, and if you keep on driving, the engine will stop, and so that's one of the issues. The other issue is that he wants you to drive 800 miles to 900 miles a day in the winter, snowy winter, where everybody traffic in the area. After you leave Texas and you go and get into this winter state, you cannot go more than that's traffic anyway. Not really you don't have a choice. You're gonna be stuck behind the traffic going 45 to 60 miles an hour in a minimum speed range, and he doesn't understand this. He wants 800 miles a day, which is doable in most circumstances. In some circumstances, if the speed limit in the city or the highway you drive on allows you to drive at the minimum of 70 miles an hour or whatever. But some states and cities and local counties have their own speed regulation where you have to drive speed limit. You know, if it's 45, you may get away with driving 55 miles an hour in 45 zone, but it's physically, mathematically not possible to drive 800 miles in the snowy, slippery winter where everybody is going 45 to 60 miles an hour. And the other thing he does, I'm going to show you, when you run, let's say you drive the entire 14 hours. If you drive the entire 14 hours, right? And this is what he does. He will get you another 14 hours instantly. See this right here? This shows that I have driven there's no time left. This is when you have ELD. This is the rules, one of the rules that apply to driving trucks. There's a limit time on, you have 14-hour clock, 14-hour work day. This is the government reinforced rules. So the driver have 11-hour drive time. You can drive 11 hours, but you cannot drive more than 11 hours a day. So I drove the entire 11 hours. The shift, the 14-hour clock. This is how it goes. So this should be, the shift is supposed to have 14 hours here. This drive is the drive time is 11 hours. Okay. The break is supposed to be, you're supposed to take minimum of 30-minute breaks a day. And then you also have to do 30-minute or 15-minute inspections to make sure the truck and trailers and everything is safe. So all this, so as you can see, I have zero, everything is zero. I was done with everything. I drove and it was done. So what he ended up doing is that he basically went on to buy another, he went into keep on trucking, and buy another monthly subscriptions and add my name into another e-logs, like a fresh driver, that's somebody who have never driven hours before. Remember, if you already did 14-hour work, this guy went ahead and buy another 14-hour, which is I end up working. If I listen to him, I would end up working 28-hour a day in a single day. And let's see, let me show you. After I text him this, because he's telling me to keep driving, and I was about ready to leave, because I'm not about to lose my license. Because if the DOT or the Highway Patrol Police way stations, if they see you driving like this, they will take your license away. So this is what he did. He basically he bought me another ELD, another time. I know most people don't understand what ELD is, but after I ran out of the 14-hour clock shift, he went ahead and make it possible for me to drive another 14-hour. See what he said? This is his number. I think this is his number, right? This is what he texts me. Read it carefully. What do you say? This is your log for the new one I just created. So he created another one, not showing any event from yesterday, not showing any drive time that I did yesterday. Yesterday I drove 14-hour, and right now I'm waiting. I'm supposed to wait 10-hour before I start driving, but he doesn't want to wait. He wants to keep driving. And I'm sure that the Department of Transportation, they should pay attention to this kind of violators, people who don't care about ELD and willing to create circumvent the system that are created to make sure that drivers and trucks are safe on the road. This is why ELD is not being followed, because the company have found ways to get around it. So this, let me go back to that. So this is one of it. So this is, he wanted me to run all the time, right? Now, after the truck breaks down, and he called around to see somebody to fix it. Everybody want money to fix anything. He doesn't want to pay money. He doesn't want to pay more than a few $100. And all the places that he called, or the place that I called, they want $200-300 just to come out, mobile service, to come and check the truck. And he doesn't like that. So I end up sitting on the side of the highway for over 6-7 hours, and I was about ready to go. I mean, why should I be dealing with these companies that are completely careless? They don't care about the rules on the road. They don't care about following the DOT regulations. So I was waiting to get to the big city so I can fly out. And so when I get to the city, Nashville, Tennessee, I was able to get to Nashville, Tennessee, and I think the truck, I send you the picture of the truck. This is what it looks like here. This is his truck. And you can see this is his plate number or whatever. So I parked the truck there, take a picture, and I parked the truck purposely under his video cameras. This is a truck stop, TA, and there is big surveillance cameras on near the truck. I also take a picture of the truck outside and inside, because these people are scammers. They're looking to blame drivers, even though he doesn't have any authority when it comes to they can't do nothing to drivers. but he will refuse to give you the money. He will not pay you. Other than that, he doesn't have authority to do anything. But he is threatening me now. He threatening me to take my license. He say he will take my license. I will never drive again. Of course, this is not the case. The license, for anyone who don't understand, is the license is issued by the state. Issued by state. Is issued by state. Remember, nobody, no companies, no individuals, no corporation can issue you a license. Nobody, no companies, no corporation can take away your license. The only people that can take away your license is state. That is, if there is a criminal activities, traffic violations. Leaving a company is not a violation. Even though a lot of these Nigerian people have no idea, they don't understand that leaving a company, it doesn't matter how you leave it. I left the company, right? He is telling me that he's gonna take my license, which is kind of comical. So what I did is I reported his company to my state. If you look here, let's see. This is it. I think it's not opening. Yeah, this is it. So I reach out to the state. This guy is a state attorney for the DMV. The DMV, Department of Transportation, the Department of Motor Vehicle locally in Minnesota. Basically, DOT or Department of Transportation are the one that have the authority over a license. And the license can only be taken away in violation of the law. In violation of the law. In violation of the law. And whatever law, it cannot be taken away by complaint from the company. What I'm trying to get you is that, because this is what the guy is saying, that he's gonna complain to the state. He's gonna take away your license. I'm repeating this so that the people who are young drivers don't want to be I don't want them to be scared. I don't want them to be concerned that their license, somehow a company will affect their license. I want to make sure that they're not gonna be scared. Like this guy is threatening. See how I'm not worried about the guy myself, but I want to make sure that the young people should never be. He want to me. You see what he's saying? He reported. All I did is I left the company that are completely careless. And also what I find out, remember the truck breakdown on the side of the road because he refused to change the duff. It breaks down, right? This is before I get to Nashville, Tennessee. And I get a call from another driver. The guy, this Tony guy, he gave my number to another driver. I guess he is telling the driver that if he have any issue, he can call me, his driver. If he have any, basically he put me down as a reference for his company. So his plan, Tony, the company owner, is telling the driver, the new driver, that he's gonna fly him to Florida. That's where I'm going with this load, with this delivery that I'm driving, going to Florida. So he already planned to have this driver take over the truck in Florida. And the driver called me and say, "Hey, I'm the new driver. I hear that you going on vacation, that the company is gonna fly me down to Florida to pick up the truck. how is I say? He say he want to call and make sure that everything is good, and he doesn't know the company. That he want to get a vibe of how the company is, and he want to know if this is a good company. That just basically get a vibe of how the company is. And being a new driver, he want to know if the company treat the employees well, if they pay the employees well, and that's what he's calling me to find out. And that's right there I know that Tony already tried to flip me. He was gonna use me for free to drive 2,000 miles 2,000 miles from Idaho from Idaho to Florida, Miami Beach, Florida. That's where we're going, and then fly this new driver to pick up the truck, and he planning to leave me there. So when I find this information out, I decided Nashville. I'm gonna leave the truck in Nashville, his truck, and fly home, right? Which is, leaving the company in itself is not a crime. I didn't steal the equipment. I'm an employee of the company at the time. So he's threatening that he's gonna what does it say? Responsible, blah blah blah. I think he says somewhere where you're not gonna drive a truck again in your lifetime, something like that. And let's see. I want to have it in this video, so the driver. I want to make sure I have. So I already initiated the process of putting a truck abandoned with the full load with the reefer running negative, which you would switch off on your driving record. If there is any claim on your load, you will be held responsible and you will be properly served. I have, what does it say? If there is any claim, I have already reported your atrocity to FC. So let's talk about, for example, I as a driver, what obligated me to his equipment. As long as I didn't crash the truck, which the truck is not crushed. Even if I crash the truck, even though I have to be found liable for the crash to be held responsible legally, which that's not the case, right? That's not the case. I didn't steal the truck, which even if that I have to be found to be stealing anything to be convicted. So that's not the case, right? This is not the case. It's never happened. And then anything about with the load, anything with the load, this, anything load means that whatever is in the truck is between the truck, the load, whatever is in the truck is irrelevant at this point. When you leave a company, you see, remember, when you leave a company, you don't work for them anymore. Whatever they have in their truck, whatever they have in their truck is irrelevant. Meaning that you're not responsible for what is inside the truck. It's not your truck. What is inside the truck is not yours. It doesn't belong to you. As long as you don't take it and try to sell it. What happened to them? If somebody burned down the truck after you left, if somebody steal the truck after you left, if somebody burned the load, burned whatever is inside the truck, it doesn't have any effect on the driver. Zero effect on the driver. Why? Because it's not yours. You didn't promise. When you pick up, when the company send you to pick up something, the contract is between whoever they're picking up things from and whoever they're delivering to. You are basically a pizza delivery man. Pizza delivery man is not responsible for, if he quit working for the company, not responsible for what happened to the pizza. As long as he didn't steal the pizza, he didn't eat the pizza, That's very much same logic. Even though it's not a pizza, this is like a large equipment. So all this guy, all this threatening about, all this threatening that he's doing, it doesn't have any effect on the driver. This is the name of this company anyway. One of this company name, VIVADEG Express. I really hope that that if you are a driver, you be careful and be aware of these kind of scam, this kind of bad companies. See what he say right here? This is an empty threat. He threatening to take away, revoke that license you holding. How can you revoke a license you don't have the authority to issue? You're not a government agency. You're not in charge of a license to begin with. You didn't give me. How can you take away something you never issued to begin with? See what I'm saying? This guy is absolutely chaos. So to rewind, when he picked up the dealer from truck from the dealership, he refused to change the DUF. Right? The DUF is the oil that is required for the truck to run correctly. So he refused to change the DUF, saying there's nothing wrong, just run, drive. Let's go pick up this mile, 1,600 miles away. Let's drive, get to, and then when the truck breaks down because of this oil thing he failed to change, he blames me. He blames the driver. And the other thing that I should mention, when I drove from Texas and I get a text message from him. Actually, I get a call from him. I was in the middle of about a few hundred miles from few miles away from Salt Lake City, Utah. At this point, I was a few miles away from Salt Lake City, Utah. So he texted me and he called me and said that he want to know how much I want for that miles. Remember when he first texted me, we already agreed that he's supposed to pay me 60 cents a mile. 60 cents. He's supposed to pay 60 cents a mile. Now he wants to negotiate again. That I asked him, my understanding is that I thought we already agreed that you're going to pay 60 cents a mile for all miles. He said, no, we want to negotiate. We want to negotiate. He said we want to negotiate all empty miles. Empty miles. All empty miles we don't pay. We only pay for loaded miles. That's what he said. Think about that. So all of a sudden he changed the deal you accepted in the middle of you driving on the side of the road, which is absolutely crazy. And these people are not known for honesty. These people are not known for having a moral compass. These people are not known or having a respect for human beings. So just be careful and don't work for these guys. I'm going to try to pull up this company name on here too. So this is it. So this is his DOT numbers on here. And actually the DOT is down here somewhere. It should be. This is tax ID number. And let's see if we can find this company in on a DOT. If you want to look up a company, trucking company on with the licensing agency, this is how you look up. Just say DOT lookup, and it gives you a couple different options to look up. You can look up by the DOT numbers. On the side of the truck it will say DOT numbers, or you can look up by the MC numbers. On the side of the truck it will say MC numbers, or you can type in the company name. The problem with the company names, some of the company have very similar name. So you have to know the state, which state this company located in, or have some other familiarities that would indicate this is the right company you are looking at. Like this guy, if whatever comes up, hopefully this is actually only his company that existed on here. If the multiple company shows up, I will be looking for his phone number that attached to it. In this case, this is his phone number. Look at that. Actually, this is his other guy. This is Oki. This is another guy that deals that two of them. When you call one of them, for example, when you call Tony, let's say he called you for whatever reason, there are some issue, he will tell you to hold the phone, hold the lines, and he will call and connect you with this guy. This is another guy. His name is OK. Some long name, but that's a short version of his name. And this is how they communicate. Most of the time they don't communicate, they don't call you when you have run into issue. When you go pick up something, you never get a pickup numbers. Let's say you're in line with the 10 other trucks behind you. You get to check in. No pickup numbers. Any identifying numbers. And when you go and try to tell the company, hey, I'm here to pick up something, you give them the company name, your company name you come in to pick up for, and they tell you, hey, we need a pickup numbers. The company, these guys, they never respond to you. You stand in there for 20-30 minutes holding everybody else behind you, 10 trucks behind you, waiting. And eventually the company will tell you, hey, you need to get out of the line and wait, come back when the company send you the pickup numbers. And then 20-30 40 minutes later, they will call you or text you and say, hey, we're gonna send you the pickup number soon. And then you're thinking, oh, they're gonna send you the number. No, I'm gonna get in line again. You get in line hoping that they send you the whatever information that you needed from them. Nothing. When you get to the front of the line, that is how inefficient this company operates. But I hope that this information is helpful to you. Whatever you do, be aware of this company. They are scumbags. And don't take any of their threat seriously, because they're empty threat. Enjoy your weekend. Stay tuned.